So I'm just bored. It's 1:45 in the fucking morning, and I'm making essentially a podcast, but video form because YouTube doesn't exactly have audio only unless you go to YouTube Music. But that's more for music-based stuff, not really podcasts, at least from what I'm aware. Doesn't matter. I want to make this just out of boredom, but also just thoughts. Just a little simple podcast that'll go about 15, 20 minutes or something, because knowing me, I'll probably talk for about half an hour and cut like tons of it. End up doing that. I don't know really what to say or what to do, but you know what, let's start off with just, I'm just going to go with two topics. I'm going to do with the presidential and vice presidential debate, and also the coronavirus, which I'll start off with that first. Thoughts on coronavirus? Lockdowns happened for about 7 months. I don't think it should have been 7 months. I feel like it should have been 2, 3 months maybe, roughly. We didn't know anything, obviously, and I get the reasons for that. It's a lockdown, it's an unknown virus, doesn't know how bad it is, especially with the way that China had handled it as well. They didn't handle the swine flu back in the day really well, and they even admitted it. I don't know. What I want to say though, briefly, kind of more, because I don't want to keep wasting so much time half the time, especially with college I need to do as well. With the way that things are going right now, I don't think this is a normal world. Essentially, the way everything's been handled, the government is fucking awful. Like, even any fucking government is awful nowadays. The only one I'd say that's actually fucking good is currently Trump's. That's gonna be a unpopular opinion, especially on YouTube, but that's just my thoughts and ideas from the way that I see everything going, and I don't want to get into the presidential debate stuff right now, currently, is, I don't know, just the way everything the media says everything happens and does, what gets blamed and what happens all the time, it's just blamed on Trump, and yet he does fairly fucking well. He has flaws. Everyone has flaws. Is that a bad thing? I don't think it is. Here's where we get to the problem though of the way coronavirus is tackled. The S&P have recently just banned any pubs or anything that sells alcoholic drinks to be banned after 6 p.m. or something, or 10 p.m. It's completely banned outright, and places can only be open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for non-alcoholic reasons, like pubs that are able to sell other shit. Bit stupid. Northern England got a lockdown as well. I haven't read too much to that. The news is just depressing. It's too depressing for me to care at this point. It's all you see nowadays. It's not fun. I don't really know how else this could have been dealt with. Definitely could have been dealt a lot better than this. 100%. I don't know. This is just random shit that's coming through my head, and I'm just thinking about it at this time of the night. Fuck it. It's 9th of October, in case anyone's wondering. 1:50 a.m. BST as well, in case anyone from outside of the UK actually notices stuff. Especially because I've mentioned Trump and I've not really mentioned anything. I'm just going to move on to a different topic. The presidential debate. It's biased. It's biased as fuck. It's clearly biased. I do not believe that the way everything happened within that presidential debate was fair. In the first one, and I have watched the full debates, both the first presidential debate and the only vice presidential debate. I've watched them both. So I have an opinion. Fuck you, YouTube. If you ban me, fuck you. Tells you something that you can't even do it with other people on your own fucking platform. You biased fucks. tangent. Everyone knows that. Nobody really likes YouTube anymore. They still just use it though. It's just a everyday thing nowadays, isn't it? YouTube. Oh, video streaming service. Someone's uploaded a video. Mainstream media is primarily on it. I've done a bit of research myself. In fact, let's go on my Chrome. I don't really use Chrome on my computer. Incognito. Let's go on YouTube. Yeah, fuck you. My internet's awful as well. Let's see just what pops up. I think my internet's having a seizure. Let's just see. Jesus Christ, the amount of stuff that's popping up. Yeah, cool, fuck off. Yeah, TV based stuff. So very, well, obviously football as well, and then obviously the presidential debate. Anyway, the point that I'm making, because this is all going to be unedited and uncut for me. That part's a lie. I did edit a little bit, but it's just to cut out empty parts. That's all I really cut out, really. Yeah, I've watched the debate and I thought, okay, this is very biased. Trump got interrupted first. He did obviously interrupt Biden, of course. Like, he wants to, you know, protect himself, because I don't think that the way the moderator actually handled it very well. He's obviously doing what he can to make sure he doesn't get caught out, but most people can see right through that. Most sane people can actually see right through that. That it was completely biased, and Biden interrupted more. He didn't really get into trouble too much about it. Well, I wouldn't say interrupted more. Trump obviously interrupted a lot, but that was to defend himself. So if we take away the defending part, yeah, that was complete bullshit. And with the vice presidential debate, the Kamala Harris, she's not very smart. She's dumb as fuck. One thing that I can memorize off the top of my head right now is questions that they got asked about packing the court. They refused to accept it. Kamala Harris got asked that question, and then she said, back when Abraham Lincoln was a president. Fuck off. Like, okay, back in the day, someone did something. We don't give a shit about your history right now, or at least, well, your personal history, and also reasons behind someone else's history. You didn't answer a simple question of, are you going to pack the court? You didn't answer that simple question, and the way, I don't know too much myself, but the way Mike Pence went about it, saying they will pack the court, seems like it's going to be a bad thing, in my opinion, from the way that everything's been going. The amount of lying that Kamala Harris has done right now, and also Biden himself, they both got caught out on videotape saying they won't ban fracking, when they said months and months ago, probably even last year as well, they will ban fracking, which also costs a lot of money towards the economy. Maybe not cost it, but it helps the economy over there. It's the main thing that keeps the economy running over in America, or at least it's taking a big chunk. So the fact they couldn't even answer a simple question about packing the court kind of tells you something, as well as the fracking issue. Kamala Harris, during the vice presidential debate, had been, I wouldn't say she did get like interrupted for like the thank you, you had your 2 minutes shit. The moderator for that was quite biased though, I'd say. Didn't give Mike his say on some things half the time, and he had to use some of his own time to actually talk about a previous thing that Harris had went against him for. Pence actually tried to defend himself and also talk about what was going on within his 2-minute segments, and he had to go over his fucking time constantly because he kept on getting attacked, and Trump as well, so that he could defend himself, which he didn't have enough time to defend himself. But fucking Harris was able to talk half the time and not be as interrupted as much. I can find the PBS version because I'm not watching that entire fucking 2 hours. It's about 90 minutes of debate, roughly. And whenever Harris went over 2 minutes, the moderator, I can't remember their names, sorry, had not as much interrupted saying thank you, insert person, didn't bug him too much. I'd say every so often, about every maybe 20 seconds, maybe they bugged them about it, just so they could finish off their thing. But every time Pence tried to say something and defend himself, when during the debate, it was every fucking 5 seconds. Harris had way more fucking time and less interruption from the moderator and Pence than what Pence had from when Kamala Harris and the moderator went against him. They're defending their campaigns, they're defending their causes. I get that. But it was quite clear cut. If you watched it yourself, it's 90 minutes. I wouldn't recommend most people who don't give a shit to watch it. But if you're curious about the way America's going right now, just look at the streets. Look at the streets, look at the campaigns, and just look at different ways, different places to look. CNN is a lying fucking source. They're very biased against Trump and everyone else who is not anti-Trump. They will get everyone that sides with them all the fucking time. You very rarely, at least from what I've seen, you very rarely actually see anyone on the Trump side not getting fucking abused. But no, when the left and Biden and that cheer on stuff, it's fine. Oh, they're lying about fracking? Oh, it's fine. You did it in what, Pennsylvania, saying you won't ban fracking, but then you go to other places and say you'll ban fracking? What fucking logic is that? I don't know. This is all fucking stupid, and I think the way that the biased election's going, Trump's gonna win. Because if you look at the way the media had went after Trump, as soon as it was announced he was sick, instantly the media attacked him. Instantly the media attacked him, saying he deserved it. And even, I believe it was someone from China as well, one of the leftists or propaganda type of Chinese governments. They had went against Trump and saying he deserved it. But he's been doing well for the economy since obviously the lockdowns happened. He's been getting more jobs and making people pay less for medicine as well that they vitally need. A lot of people that have a lot of issues as well. And Biden's campaign is going to get rid of that. They're going to get rid of the tax thing as well, which I believe is actually a good thing, but I don't know too much about it, so I will not say too much about it. But I'm still on the more Trump side. I'm not big on American politics all the time, but the way that this has been vocalized a lot more has got me more interested in seeing what there is. I worry for this world. I worry for the way the world is going. In current day issues, I believe I had too long of a childhood, too much innocence, to then have to be forced into work. I'm not working. I feel like from when I left P7, Primer 7, I believe it's year 8, year 7. I don't know what the fuck it is in America, and I don't know what it is in England. Up here we go primary 1 to 7, then we go year 1 to year 6. Okay, I might have made it a little bit, but it's P1 to P7, then first to 6th year for Scotland. We're fucking weird in this high school shit. Regardless, I believe that when I left primary 7, and I still had the youth innocence and the childishness and stuff like that until I got to about 2nd, 3rd year, I lost that innocence. I lost that innocence at that time, obviously because of growing up. But I feel like I should have lost that a lot sooner. have a better focus and better idea from a younger age of the way the world is going right now, and also the way that prices are going up and up constantly because of inflation, and yet living wage and actual wages from jobs are not going up. I think the living wage went up. It's not much though. Paid jobs is not going up much, from what I'm aware of. I know people in work are not getting paid a lot, at least in my course anyway. But I do think that because I had such a innocent childhood all the way to second year roughly, I was not prepared. I was not prepared enough from the way education has gone nowadays to also be taught how to actually get a fucking job. I was never taught that. I never have been. I need to Google it myself. I personally believe that, at least from what I've seen and understand, that first off, my computer just went black screen because screensaver. Secondly, I don't really know what to do, because I feel for the next generation that comes in. I'm probably muddling up all my fucking logic and stuff like that, but try understand as best you can. I'm not gonna waste too much more time because I'm nearly 18 minutes in, and 16 and a half minutes. Enjoy the editing. If I were to essentially have kids, which is very unlikely at this point because of current day economics, I'll get to that in a little bit. But the way that everything's going with like gender studies and all that stuff, I personally believe that if I want my kids to actually grow up and have a decent life and not be in low class fucking wages and also low class housing, shitty fucking housing, and actually have money saved aside for their fucking kids, then I would need to start them at a young age. Right now, I would need to start them at a very young age of actually getting them to understand what the fuck they're meant to do. Because right now, there's no way at this point that most kids nowadays would understand all this gender studies nonsense and all this fucking lesbian and LGBT shit, right? I'm not against that stuff, but don't teach them that at fucking primary school. See there, sonny boy? Your dick can go in a man and a woman. That's called being gay, but it can also be called bi. Don't be straight though. I mean, for fuck's sake, we're teaching kids to actually be gay a lot more. Nothing against that, but the way everything's going, it's not really a good thing. The idea for it, it's fine. I don't care. Be gay if you want. I don't give two shits. I'm using gay for lesbian as well because it's the same fucking thing, just for a different gender. Shut the fuck up, anyone who disagrees with that. It literally means the same thing. It's just being gay just means same fucking gender as you. Lesbian's just the female version, but they mean exactly the same thing, which I don't get why there's two fucking separate words for it, but whatever. The way education's going nowadays, if I want to teach my kids, if I have any, my own kids, the way of life, and make sure they have a decent enough life and not have to worry about stupid fucking governments and politics out there for them to see and be fucked with by, then I need to start them at a young age. Probably, primary 4 maybe. I'm ruining my own children's innocence, essentially, is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ruin their innocence and ruin their fucking childhood just because I had to prepare them early. Nothing wrong with preparing them early, but the way that it has to be implemented now, I personally believe that it's not going to be the same or healthy. Years and years ago, education system was fine. Something changed. I don't remember what it was, but it fucked up everything. It fucked up everything that's happened. If we're going to teach about LGBT history in our schools in Scotland, I think believe to be primary school as well, or at least secondary school. But who fucking cares? Make that a separate subject, or at least give him a brief, essentially. Not actually teach the full fucking thing, because fuck, I didn't even learn about. I don't know about sex. I barely knew anything about fucking sexual orientation or anything like that. I never learned anything about sex in general until I looked it up on Google. I learned from fucking Google better than I did in my school. Fuck, I didn't know what a fanny was until 14, honestly. I didn't know what about fanny until I was 14. I knew there was something different in women. Did I think that it was a fanny? No. Like, I'm somewhat smart enough to understand some things, especially at that age. But don't teach me that at the age of 14. I should be teaching it probably a little bit sooner than that. Cause that was what, S3? Year 3, roughly? Well, third year for us anyway. Year 3 is, I think, different. I think that's different in England, I think. I think year 3 is like S2 for us or something. I don't know. Why the fuck do we all have different names for shit as well? Seriously. Like, Jesus Christ. I get it for eggs and stuff like that. But not fucking... not fucking primary school stuff. Whatever. I'm gonna go with my culture knowledge. So anyone can Google that themselves. I tried to see what I could remember, but unfortunately I'm not well versed in that. The point that I'm making at the end of the day is that for the presidential election and the vice presidential election, it's biased. The moderators are biased, and they would rather actually see Biden and Harris actually get in better than Trump. Because Trump's actually done good stuff, he just gets fucking shown as a bad side. There was even points as well when Biden, like, what was it? Biden's been in, like, politic-based stuff for 47 years, I believe, and he's 77. And he's done fuck all, from what I'm aware of. He didn't really help with, during Obama administration, that for the Al-Qaeda, I think it was, or some fucking terrorists anyway. I can't remember. I was only literally just fucking seen. I only watched a couple videos earlier about it, and I'm not well versed, so I noticed something anyway. But he didn't do anything about it. They hesitated and got people killed. There was also a little young girl, I believe, of someone's family that also got killed. And during the vice presidential debate, I believe Harris and Pence actually talk about that briefly. But because they hesitated, it got a girl killed. If they actually did send people quickly and execute them, the girl wouldn't be killed. Maybe another American life would have been lost. Very possible, but that's what they put their lives in for. That's why they volunteered to be within this, position. It's the same for the emergency workers. They volunteered their lives, regardless of what happens, to get other people better, to make sure other people are safe. That's why you have people working in hospitals, because they volunteered and were interested in the career choice. Same with the police, same with the fire engines, same with the chefs, same with every fucking cunt you get around here. Same with the film industry, same with photography, same with everyone. But unfortunately, half the time we can't even get those type of people anymore. At least decent people. The way that life has gone now, especially with the coronavirus, has been dumb. It's been dumb, it's been sad, it's been depressing, and if you look at the suicide rates, it's gone to shit. It's gone to absolute fucking shit. I just hope things get better. I hope things get a lot better. Quickly. I don't know what the fuck else would happen. Otherwise, I just know it might go bad. Yo, prove me wrong though. Prove me fucking wrong after November 3rd. Or whenever the announcement for the new president is. Prove me fucking wrong. I will happily admit I was wrong. Oh, also on the vaccine thing as well. Harris said she won't take it if it's under Trump, essentially. If Trump says to do it. But if it's Biden or anyone else, she'll take it. As long as they agree with her, then she'll take it. But no, not Trump, even if it's actually good. Regardless what you think of the vaccine, even if it is actually fucking good, and it's not bullshit, or like non-safe by the time it actually becomes publicly available, she will not take it. Just because it's Trump. Thought you cared about your life. What if you become sick and you're with Biden and yous don't take it? Yous become sick. Who's gonna run the country then? Who's gonna run everything else to make sure everything's in tip-top order? Explain that. Fix your fucking country, America. I know Trump's trying. The rest of you should too. Same with the UK, same with Australia, definitely with fucking China. Enjoy my tantrum. Forever watches. Probably gonna get like 5 views. Oh well. I said my piece before the election.